If you want to get more leads from Facebook or Instagram without needing a website or a complicated funnel, this video is for you. Because today I'm going to show you step by step how to create and launch Facebook lead form ads the right way, so you can start getting real leads directly inside Meta fast. Now, lead forms are great for a lot of businesses as you don't have to worry about a Meta pixel, tracking or setting up a landing page. There is still a bit of setting up involved, and there is two things you need to know when it comes to using a lead form, so stay tuned for those, because if you miss one of these, it could cost you thousands in missed sales. So we'll cover these later in the video. Now let's jump in, and you can create your lead form along with me. Lead forms are a popular ad format, especially for small or local businesses. They load instantly, so they have a great user experience. They don't require a website, and they capture your prospects' info without them ever having to leave Facebook or Instagram. They're perfect for service-based businesses, local offers or bookings, free guides or checklists, or to get a quote or request info kind of campaigns. But here's the thing that most people do. They just hit boost post or lead ad, and then they hope for the best, and this is where setup matters. So let's dive in and create these campaigns. Here we are in Ads Manager. Click the green Create button and select Leads. Continue. So here we are at the campaign level. You would give it a relevant campaign name so that you can easily identify it. Come down and we'll select our ad set budget. So that's just changing it from a campaign budget. So if you have multiple ad sets, you will determine the budget at each ad set level rather than the campaign level. So here we're going to uncheck this box here, share some of your budget. And if you have a special ad category, for example, if you're in financial, employment, housing, or social issues, you would select the relevant special ad category. If you're not any of those, just hit next. Now we're at the ad set level, and this is where we determine the budget, the optimization, the audience that we're going to target, and the placements. So here we should default to seeing instant forms. If you don't see that, just click on this bar and you would come down and select instant forms. Now, if you haven't already accepted the Facebook page terms, you will see a notification here and you will just click on it. It will pop up. You'll just say select terms and away you go. Easy as that. Then we come down to our budget. This is where you will say how much you want to spend per day. Now pay attention to this because it does say while you want to spend $20, your maximum daily ad spend is $35. Facebook may go over that daily budget that you set, so be aware of that. Set the budget that you want. Now with regards to your budget, $20 is a good starting place. You'll be able to get quite a few clicks in a day and see if people are opting into your form. The less you spend, the longer it will take to get that information back and know if your ads are working. Now, when it comes to starting ads, I don't like to start them late in the afternoon, otherwise Facebook will burn through the budget. So what I will do is I'll change it to go live in the morning. So just switching it over to say 6 a.m. Don't need to have an end date. If you do have something that's time sensitive and you're afraid that you'll forget to turn it off, then you can set an end date, but otherwise don't worry about that one. Now we have our audiences. We have Advantage Plus on, and this is Facebook optimizing the audiences for us, saying, leave it to me, I'll find the ideal audience for you. Now, if you're a local or a small business in a specified area, then you will have a fairly small audience size. So you can go broad and just let Facebook do the targeting for you. And the copy, that is the words in your ad and the image in your ad, will also help with the targeting to call out your ideal clients. So you don't really have to worry too much about audience targeting here. But if you did want to, you just come down to your locations, hover over it, select your pencil, and this is where you can say specific locations that you are wanting to target in here. I'll just leave this as Australia for now. And here is where you can suggest an audience to Facebook. Now, how we go about doing that is we have to click this button that says further limit the reach of your ads. So Facebook is really trying to push you to use their Advantage Plus and just leave it to them. But if you did want to put some additional targeting suggestions for Facebook, just click on the button, Further Limit the Reach of Your Ads, and click on Switch Setup. So now you'll see we have detailed targeting options here. If I click there, I could put in something like parents. So let's just select 6 to 8, 9 to 12, and 13 to 15 years. Now you could select bodybuilding, you could select yoga, you could select meditation, whatever may be relevant for the audience that you're wanting to target. So test, you could have 2 ad sets, one that could be using the suggestions like we've just put in here, and one that doesn't, so you just leave it to Facebook. Don't be afraid to test and get data. Now here you'll see it says use as a suggestion. While this box is checked, you can see our audience size here is 14 to 16 million. If I uncheck that box, we can see that's now 400,000 to 495,000. So a big difference. Your location, your area size may not be 14 million. So you might find that this is a more accurate representation. So you can test having this checked or unchecked and see how your ads perform. So I've just checked the box again to use as a suggestion. And then we come down to placements and we don't have to worry about anything else there. Click on Next. And now we are at the ad level. So when we're at the ad level with our lead forms, and when we're creating a lead form, if you haven't already created a lead form, sounds funny, but if you're creating a new lead form, you'll do it down here at the ad level. And this is also where we put in the copy and the creative for our ad, like our video or our image, and our headline and our primary text. We do all of that in here. So you'll make sure you'll have your Facebook page and Instagram account selected. We are creating an ad, and here we're using a single image or video. Our destination here is the instant form, so Facebook instant form. And here I'm going to click on Create Form. Now here, just name your form. I'm going to say Form Type 1. And here is a little pro tip. Over in your settings, you can see we've got restricted or open. Click open. That way, your ad will be able to be shared. So if someone sees it and they want to share it with their friend or their partner, they'll be able to. If restricted is selected, then people won't be able to see your ad unless Facebook is absolutely feeding it to them, right? So come in and select open so people can share it amongst their friends, so you'll get more reach. Now here we have the form type. We've got more volume or higher intent. And you can see what that looks like by coming over here on the right hand side, and we've got 1 of 4. So we've got page 1, page 2, page 3, and page 4. That's what it looks like for more volume. If we select higher intent, so this is Facebook trying to give us a better quality audience by just putting in an extra step and a little bit of friction so that you get more better quality leads. Now what that looks like, I'll just come back here to the start. So when higher intent is selected now, we have page 1, we have page 2, page 3 now we have slide to submit. So that's that little bit of friction, not much at all, but enough for Facebook to decide that this makes it a higher intent audience. And then we have page 4. So we'll select higher intent and then we'll click on next. Now make sure that your lead form is congruent to your ads so that if someone clicks on your ad, they come over to the lead form and they know that they're opting in for the same thing. You don't want things to be very different on your lead form because otherwise people will click on your ad and then they'll read the lead form and say, this isn't what I clicked on with the ad, and then they won't fill in your form. So keep it congruent. So here is your headline. Okay. And then you can have your paragraph in here. So as you can see, we've got this paragraph section and what it looks like over on the right hand side in our form, or you could have lists and bullet points. I'm going back to our paragraph here, and then I'm going to click on next. Now, when it comes to our lead forms, there are quite a few things we can do here. We can try and qualify leads. We can say if they answer A, then give them question B. and lots of great things. However, I would like you to just get started with your lead forms and just get leads, because that's what we want. When we add more and more questions in there, people will drop off and you'll get less leads. You may get better quality leads, and that's great, and that's something to test, but just get started by asking for the 3 basic things of email, name, and phone number. And that's what you see Facebook defaults to here. So over on our right, we've got our email, our name, and our phone number. So these will automatically get populated when someone taps on the lead form. It's going to come up with the data or the information that the person has given to Facebook. They may go in and change it, but if it's accurate and it's correct, they'll just simply go tap, tap, and they've opted in. It's as easy as that. So just run with the email, full name, and phone number. If you don't need phone number, then you could take that off. You will probably get more leads if you don't have the phone number on there. But if you're taking sales calls, then obviously you are going to want a phone number there so your sales team can follow up and you can send email messages, etc. Now here is where you might put in some information about what you're going to do with the person's contact details. You can click here to see some examples for what to put. Here's one: we'll use your information to send you our weekly newsletters, or we'll use your information for our sales team to call you back, whatever may be relevant. Then click next. Now, this is one of the points that I mentioned at the start of this video, is while lead forms are great and you don't need a website, you do need a privacy policy. Because whenever you get someone to opt in on Facebook, Google, anywhere online, you need to provide them with a privacy policy that they can read to see what's going to happen with their information that you're collecting. So if you don't have a privacy policy on your page, make sure you go over and get one. And if you don't even have a website, you can have a privacy policy on a Google Doc, and you could include the Google Doc as the link. It can't be a PDF or an image, but you could link a Google Doc here. So we've put a privacy policy link in there, and we'll click on next. Then we have the review screen, which is, if I click along here, this third page, right, where people will see their email, full name, phone number, and the privacy policy. And then we have the ending, which is the final page in our lead form sequence. Now, if you have a guide or a PDF that people can access, you can select View File, and you can upload it here. Just click on Add Media, and you can upload that guide, that PDF, or that resource that people could just then click the button here to download, and they would get it straight away. It's always a good idea, though, to send people back to their inbox, because we want to train them to open our emails. So this is where you may say, go to website, and the description here could say, check your inbox to get the guide, but click the link below and you can see our latest before and after portfolios. Okay. And that would be a great thing for people to see. Let's say I had a guide that was the stage to sell guide, so that homeowners could get the best price possible for staging their home. Now, that's where it would be a PDF. We would send that to them in their inbox, but our website here, our description could say the stage to sell guide has been sent to your inbox. Click the link below to get an exclusive look at some of our recent before and afters. Now that would be very enticing because people would love to see that kind of thing. At this section, on this last page where there is a call to action like call your business, view the file, or view the website, you need to make it enticing because maybe only about 10 to 30% of people will actually click this button. So make it enticing, make it something exclusive that they can access while they're here right now. So whether it's that exclusive before and after portfolio, maybe a 10% discount or whatever it might be, make it enticing here to get people to click. And you can put in the link here as well. Now, a note on lead forms is if you click create form over here on the right, when you're finished, you can't go back and change anything. So while you're working on it, before you've got to double check it, you can click Save Draft so that you can come back and edit it, because once it's published by clicking Create Form, you cannot change it. You can duplicate it and then make your changes. So check your inbox. I'm going to just put in a link here, going to the website and click on Create Form. So our form has been created, form type 1. And then we're going to come down here. You can see we can send information to Google Sheets or to a CRM. We'll come back to that one in just a moment. Come down here to tracking. Make sure you turn on website events so that if any actions happen on your website, if you've got the pixel installed and then people come over and book an appointment, your lead form can be attributed to that action. So make sure you check your website events box. Now we'll go up to Add Creative. And this is where we put in our primary text, our headline, and our image or our video. Okay, I'll select this image here and click Next. And next, this is the primary text. So what shows up typically above the image in Facebook, below the image on Instagram. And there's a headline that I've put in. Description is optional. It doesn't always show, depends on which placement Facebook puts it on. And then our call to action, I'll just click Download. And next. Now, Facebook is creating some AI images for us, and this could be something you might like to look at some of these. You can test some of these, or you can select none of them. I will just click this one and I'll click this one. So we'll say, yes, we'll have these 2 images as well as the one that I uploaded. Now, this is where Facebook does its Advantage Plus creative enhancements. They're not always an enhancement. I've seen Facebook add music like happy birthday to videos. This is still something that is very much a work in action. So I like to turn these all off because you just don't know what Facebook's going to give you. Now, that second big thing that I mentioned at the start of this video that you need to remember when you're using lead forms, it's a big one, and that is speed to lead. Sure, you can access your leads inside Meta Leads Center, but if you're not following up quickly, you are going to lose sales. That hot lead is going to go colder than yesterday's coffee. Research shows that calling or responding within 5 minutes of someone submitting a form is 21 times more effective than waiting 30 minutes. And that's why having an automated system in place is so important. And with platforms like ours at Social Charlie or High Level, you can automatically send the guide via email, you can trigger follow-up SMS messages, and you can even notify your team instantly to text or call back. Now, if all of this sounds like it's the kind of system you'd love to have without needing to duct tape various tools together, that's exactly what we can help you with inside Advisory for Small Business. Inside Advisory, we help small business owners just like you to take control of your marketing without wasting thousands on agencies or ad spend that doesn't convert. You'll get access to our live support, weekly ad clinics, and AI tools and ad management platform, all designed to make Facebook and Instagram ads simple, effective, and stress-free. If you want expert guidance and clear system to follow, check out the link in the description to learn more about Advisory for Small Business. So there is our lead form ad all created. Now, something that you need to know is then what happens with that lead after it has come in. Super important. Getting it through to your CRM is the best practice. If you don't have a CRM system, then you can come here to Leads Center. So click All Tools and come down and find Lead Center. And that's where you would be able to find those people that have just filled in your lead form. And it keeps their details there in Lead Center for about 30 days or so. Now, before I hit publish, here's a quick but really important step that a lot of people miss. You can test your lead form before you actually spend a single dollar to make sure that everything is working, which there's a link underneath this video. So you can just come to this tool and you would select the form that you have created and create lead. And this is where you would then check over in Lead Center or in your CRM that the information has all passed and been sent through and you know your lead form is working. If it hasn't and you need to go and test it again, then you would need to delete the lead here simply by clicking here on Delete Lead, and then you'll be able to test the form again and again. You just need to delete that lead. So there is our ad. We can see there's the primary text, there's the image that I selected, and the headline. Over here on the right is the Facebook AI image, and the primary text is underneath. So once you're happy with the copy, the creative, and you've created your lead form, you can simply hit publish. Now you may get this notification. If you do, don't worry about it too much. You may get leads, you may not. This is ads and this is testing. So just click on your ad set and apply now. And your lead form campaign is live. Meta will take maybe a few hours to review it, or it might get started straight away. So don't panic if you don't see results immediately. It will take time to gather the data. And once it's approved, you'll start seeing leads flow into your Lead Center or directly into your CRM if you've set up those automations. And that's how to set up Facebook lead form ads, step by step, the right way. Now, if this tutorial helped, give it a like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next one.